Good evening. Hey, I just wanted to jump in here. For those who don't know me, my name is Julie Hatfield. I live in Michigan, married to Todd. We have two 7-year-old twin girls, Reese and Riley. I'm a platinum leader with Young Living. I started my journey as a skeptical physician assistant trying to help my husband with some migraines. And as you all know, the oils work, and I was able to get him off of a bunch of different pharmaceutical medications. And when I saw they worked, I helped other people, and it just kind of snowballed. And I left my PA career 4.5 years ago now, and I do this full time. So I wanted to jump in here because I wanted to teach a little bit about CBD. I'm going to try and fly through this information so this video stays relatively short. I am teaching Cbd classes now. The first one I did was about an hour long. I have 5 scheduled in August. I'll be sure to post the dates and times and places. I have one kind of north of Grand Rapids, one in Sturgis, one in a little bit south of Battle Creek. We're going to have one in Battle Creek, one in Kalamazoo. So I'll be sure to kind of get in there. We'll create events so that you guys can see some upcoming class dates. So if you want to see kind of like the whole presentation, smell it, use the balm, maybe even taste it if you want to try the different flavors, then you can come and do that. So we're just going to kind of fly through. If you have any questions, comment below. I might not see them while I'm doing this because I'm going to try and get through the information, but I'll be sure to go back and look at them. Sorry about the lighting. I'm up at our summer place, and I went through all the different rooms. This is about as good as it gets. So first off, I'm not the expert in CBD. I plan to become very knowledgeable about CBD because I know that it can be very helpful for many, many people. When Young Living first announced that we kind of gave the stamp of approval to Nature's Ultra, I didn't know a whole lot about a CBD. If you get online, it can be very confusing. There's people everywhere selling it. You don't really know who to believe or what you're getting, and so I didn't really know a whole lot about it. I didn't promote it at all. I didn't know why I would even need it. And so I just kind of went about my way sharing about essential oils and toxic-free living and the different Young Living products. And now at convention, they announced that Nature's Ultra is kind of within the umbrella of Young Living. So we earn PV for it. As Young Living members, we get a discount. They do the whole seed to seal standard as well. And at convention, I was able to take several different educational classes. One was with Dr. Ali Wanker, and he's a medical physician. And then Dr. Harry, who was Gary's naturopath, did a presentation. I spoke to the medical physician on staff with Nature's Ultra as well, and then talk to people who have been using the product. Now I'm very comfortable with it. I understand what it is, why you use it, how it works in the body, what it can be good for. And now I'm super excited because I think it can benefit so many people. And so that's why I'm starting to teach classes. I'm traveling around to try and hit different segments of my team. And I really think that this could be a game changer for many. So, but I'm going to just say it, I'm not an expert. I know what I know now, and I'm learning every day, and I'm continuing to read Dr. Ali's book. So there might be some things that I don't know the answer to yet, but I'll be sure to get them for you. But I just wanted to give just a quick synopsis of CBD so that you guys can get a little bit of an understanding. So if you do want to jump in with the challenge that we're starting on the 12th, and I'll explain that at the end, that you feel comfortable doing that. So part of the confusion with CBD and why it was confusing is the terms cannabis, hemp, marijuana, CBD, THC, all of those terms have kind of been used interchangeably, which is inaccurate. But there wasn't a differentiation between those, and that's kind of how it got confusing. So cannabis is a species of plants. There's over 200 different plants within the cannabis species. Plants that make over 0.3% THC are considered marijuana. Cannabis plants that make less than 0.3% THC are considered a hemp product, okay? So we are not dealing with marijuana. In fact, our CBD is 0% THC, so no, you will not get high. There's no euphoric effect. There are no psychotropic effects. There's no chance that you would ever test positive on a drug test, okay? So we are dealing with hemp products. Hemp is very interesting, what I have learned. It's very eco-friendly. It actually takes 60 times less time to grow hemp compared to trees. So, I mean, it's very eco-friendly. 1 acre of hemp yields as much paper as 4 acres of trees. It's harvested annually, so much faster than trees. It requires very little to grow. It grows really thick, which inhibits weed growth. It's resistant to many pests, so you don't have to use any chemicals on hemp. It can be grown, completely natural. And hemp paper is naturally white, so you don't have any of the bleaching. So, but what's interesting about hemp, and this is something that's very important to remember when you are talking to people who are already using a CBD product. The plant hemp, when you grow it in soil, it is like a sponge, so it absorbs everything that's in the soil. Contaminants, solvents, chemicals, heavy metals, whatever is in that soil, it's absorbed into the hemp, and hence it ends up in your hemp product. And so 80 to 90% of our hemp is grown in China and South America in very contaminated soil. So 85% of cannabis products are contaminated with solvents and chemicals and heavy metals. So it's very important to know where your hemp is grown. It's no different than what we say about our essential oils, right? It's very important to know the quality of your oils, because that really does matter. And it matters just the same with your CBD. So our hemp is grown in organic soil in Colorado. So we know that this is clean. In fact, if you have a field that's contaminated and you want to clean it up so that you can do organic farming, plant hemp and grow it for like 3 seasons. It cleans up all of the soil. It's an amazing way of doing it. If you ever seen hemp, it's really tall. They showed a picture. It had to have been 25 feet tall. It's a really thick plant too. So another thing that's really important to remember when talking to people is 70% of all hemp products are mislabeled. Some are labeled higher milligrams in there, some are labeled lower, and so you don't actually know what you're getting. So it's really, really, really important to know where your hemp is coming from, the quality of it, and the integrity of the company that you're getting it from. So our hemp, so we grow the hemp, or we grow the cannabis plant that has less than 0.3% THC, so it is considered a hemp product, and then the hemp plants create hemp seeds. So another really key difference between other products and Nature's Ultra or Young Living's is that a lot of companies will use solvents to extract the CBD oil. Young Living uses something called their supercritical CO2 extraction, which means they take CO2 under really high pressures, low temperature. It turns the CO2 into a liquid, travels through the plant material, and out comes pure CBD, 100% CBD, okay? So that's really important to know the difference in how the CBD oil is extracted from the plant material. So here's CBD, which is cannabidiol, which is a compound. There are 3 different types of what we call cannabinoids. So there are phytocannabinoids. Those are cannabinoids from plants like CBD. There are endocannabinoids. Those are cannabinoids that are produced in our body. And then there are something called synthetic cannabinoids, which are cannabinoids produced in a lab, right? Synthetic are really, really bad. They bind 800 times stronger to the CB receptors and sometimes don't even let go. Okay, so it's really important to avoid any synthetic cannabinoids. So what do these cannabinoids do, and how does CBD work in our body? So our body has something called an endocannabinoid system. You'll see it abbreviated ECS. The endocannabinoid system actually wasn't discovered until the 90s, but it's a system that is throughout our entire body. It impacts nearly every other organ system in our body. It does a lot with the central nervous system, so brain, spine. It does a lot with our immune system, and it does a ton with our endocrine system, which is huge in our body. Also impacts brain function. So, some of the things that our endocannabinoid systems support are things like digestion, pain modulation, reproduction, stress, appetite control, mood, temperature control, even memory. It literally, everything in our body is impacted by the endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system, the whole purpose of it is to create balance in all of these other organ systems, okay? So, I mean, and the fact that they've just discovered the endocannabinoid system in the 90s, this is still cutting edge, and they're still researching and finding a ton of information about the endocannabinoid system. So we have what they call CB receptors, CB1 and CB2 receptors throughout our whole body. So the CBD binds to these receptors to create homeostasis or balance in all of these organ systems. So another distinction that I would like to make on some of the CBD products that are out there is some people will say, oh, I need a full spectrum CBD. What a full spectrum is it still contains other plant material. So chlorophyll is in that, other cannabinoids are in that, terpenes are in it, but you also will have some trace THC. So what's good about a full spectrum is when there's terpenes in it from the plant, it causes a synergistic effect so the CBD works better. But the problem with a full spectrum is it can have trace THC in it, and so you can test positive for a blood test. So what Young Living did is they made something called a smart spectrum. So we actually created, through that supercritical CO2 extraction, a pure CBD oil, and we start with a CBD isolate, and it's actually a powder that's 99% CBD. And that means you can use it nutritionally, topically, internally. There's no traces of THC, and you never have to worry about testing positive for a drug test. But then what they did is they infused it with our essential oils that have terpenes in it so that you still get that same synergistic effect that you would with a full spectrum, except no THC and no risk of a positive drug test. Okay, there are a lot of people that have used previous CBD products, and they are saying that they can use a much lower milligram of the Nature's Ultra because it's more effective, because it's more potent, it's stronger, it's purer. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. So that's what they call the smart spectrum CBD. So our CBD is actually mixed with coconut oil. So the medium chain triglycerides allows it to be more bioavailable in our body. Another thing, there will be some companies that will claim their CBD is water soluble. If a CBD is water soluble, it has gone through a lot of extra processing, and it takes a chemical extraction to get to a water soluble CBD. We are the very first company to ever have an essential oil infused CBD product line, and the FDA has approved the compliance program over the seed to seal guarantee. So that's pretty cool. So I just want to talk about ways to use it. You can use CBD topically. Now, when you use it topically, it's really great for like targeting joints, muscles, any skin issues. It absorbs through the skin, but very little gets into the bloodstream. Okay, so this would be something that you would put on like, and your knee hurts or your shoulder hurts or something like that. It gets absorbed through the skin, so it will work and it will do its job. Now, the other two ways of using it, orally, swallowing it. Now, that's a way of getting CBD into the bloodstream via digestion. Now, if you are going to take it that way, it's best to take it with a full stomach. That will increase the absorption fivefold. And then it's best to use it with healthy fats. So like nuts, avocado, those kinds of things. It will increase the absorption threefold. The other way, though, that I would recommend, or not going to recommend anything. I'm going to tell you what I'm using and why. So let me get all the products here. All of these droppers are listed as topical, but I'm going to tell you that I'm using it and most everyone else is using it sublingual. So that's the third way of using your CBD is sublingual. This is under your tongue. A lot of capillaries there. You're absorbing very well into the bloodstream. You'll get peak absorption within 30 minutes. You'll just put the drops underneath your tongue and hold them there for 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then you can just swallow it. So when you are taking it and swallowing it, that is good for digestive and immune system stuff. But when you're doing the sublingual, peak absorption, 30 minutes, you're getting the most immediate impact. You're getting it into the bloodstream, traveling through your body, and getting a systemic benefit from it. Okay, so that's how I'm using my CBD. But yes, you can do whatever you would like to do. Now, there are a couple safety things I want to mention, two in particular. If you are on a medication that carries a warning to avoid grapefruit and grapefruit juice, you need to avoid CBD. Okay, so grapefruit and grapefruit juice and CBD alike, they inhibit something called the cytochrome P450 metabolism pathway in the liver. So just beware, if any of your medications tell you to avoid grapefruit and grapefruit juice, avoid the CBD. Also, if you have liver failure, liver cirrhosis, I would recommend at least discussing it with your physician, but you might have to avoid CBD altogether. So those are kind of the two warnings I want to tell you about. So we have several products. We have the Joint and Muscle Balm. So this comes in the 300 milligram and the 600 milligram. It is the same size container. The strengths are just higher. I am telling people to start low and go slow. So I would recommend getting the 300 first and then see how you feel. We have a Calm roll-on. This comes in 300 and 600 as well. And it's infused with lavender. And a lot of people are loving this at bedtime. We have a pet CBD. So this is an unflavored pet CBD oil. This doesn't mean you couldn't take it. It doesn't mean your pet can't have your other one, but this is unflavored and they've labeled it for pets. And the milligrams are a little bit different. It's 200 and 400 milligrams. And I do have a chart based on your pet's weight and where you might start with the dosage wise if you're interested. And then we have 3 of the droppers. There's Cool Mint, which is peppermint and spearmint. There is citrus, which is infused with orange and grapefruit. And then I gave away my cinnamon because somebody was desperate, and that one's infused with cinnamon bark. Now, these ones come in 500 and 1,000. Again, the bottles are the same size. The strength is just different. You're going to take the same number of drops, too. It's just with the higher strength in there. So those are the products that we have. Let me just tell you that the best lab for you is your own body. Your body knows what to do with the CBD. CBD is an adaptogen, which means it will work in your body the way you need it to work. But I'm saying, just like oils, I always recommend start low and go slow. So here's what I'm doing. I am started with 2 drops under my tongue morning and night. Okay, I'm now doing 4 drops under my tongue morning and night. And I will tell you, since I started it, I was dealing with some hip pain. It is completely gone. Okay, so under the tongue, it is key to be consistent. Same thing with your oils, but it is very important to be consistent. So even if it's smaller doses, more consistent, it's better than doing like a whole dropper full every 3 days. That's not going to work. You have to get this in your body and you have to stay consistent. And I want you to do it for at least 2 weeks before you're like, I don't know, I'm not feeling anything. Because it's got to get in there and do this. This isn't, I mean, some people do get relief pretty quickly. My hip pain probably went away by day 5. So it can happen, but I want you to give it an honest effort. So if you want to just start with 2, this will tell you to do a whole dropper full. I'm going to tell you that's 20 drops. It is certainly not going to hurt you. I mean, you could probably do 3 droppers. It's not a big deal. I don't think you can overdo it, but I don't think everybody is going to need a full dropper to get symptom relief. Okay, so that's why I'm doing the whole start low and go slow. Why waste your money if it's effective at 5 drops? Okay, so do 2 drops. This is what I'm doing. 2 drops under my tongue morning and night for a week, and then I increased it to 4 drops. And then you can keep increasing it. If you have like severe, chronic, autoimmune, like stuff going on, yeah, you're likely going to need more. If you're just dealing with some mild stuff, you might not need that much. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm like kind of mentioning people to start. So we can't get CBD on our ER orders yet, but they do now qualify you for you earn PV on them, so that will count towards your total for the month. It will count towards your team if your team is ordering CBD. And Nature's Ultra does do free shipping, so you don't have to worry about paying a shipping charge for that order. Now, before you order anything, you want to make sure you link your Young Living account to Nature's Ultra. So sign into Young Living. Underneath Quick Order, there's a link for Nature's Ultra. Just follow the directions. It was super, super easy. I put a post in the group of all the screenshots of what it looks like, but it was super easy. So resources. If you're wanting to learn more about it, there's a CBD plant-based wellness. This is a book Cody Lynn Keller wrote. She's a diamond. This is a short book. This is only like 25 pages. Okay, so a good resource to have for a team or to have at classes, a quick read. And then if you want to do a thicker read, this is like 250 pages, but really 320 because the last like 70 pages are all citing scientific research studies. There's science behind this, guys. Like, this is no joke. This can be life-changing for many people. So anyways, this is The Power of CBD and Essential Oils, written by Dr. Ali Wanker, the medical physician. So this is a really good book. I'm like, I don't know, 150 pages into it. Really good information. It's been a good reference for me. And then the challenge. So we're starting a challenge on August 12th, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So you have plenty of time to order your CBD. In fact, some people that are ordering say they're getting their orders in 2 days. So this is why I'm running a challenge. For me as a PA, I never would have started teaching about essential oils had I not seen how effective they were with Todd, right? We can look things up on our EOPR and see what's recommended, but what do you like hearing about most? You like hearing it from other people, like, oh my gosh, I use this and I'm sleeping the best I have in years, right? Those are the testimonials. That's what you want to hear when you're trying new products. So because this is all new for all of us, I'm trying to gather all of these testimonies because we're all going to experience different things. Some of us, like, I don't have any problems sleeping, so I'm not going to have any great testimonies using CBD and sleep because I sleep like a baby every night. And so I wanted to do a challenge with our team, and then I want to compile all of the testimonies. So pick a CBD product. I don't care which one you pick. You want to do the muscle rub, do the muscle rub. You want to do the calm roll on, do the calm roll on. You want to do a dropper, do the dropper. Susie, keep asking questions. I can tell you what to order if I know what you're trying to do. So get one of them. I don't even care what flavor you do. Get it. We're going to start on the 12th, or you can start earlier if you want to, but consistently, morning and night on the 12th for 30 days. And I want everybody to be taking notes on how you're feeling, how long you've been doing it, when you notice changes, what dosage you're at, because I want to it helps me be able to help other people. It will help you be able to help other people. We'll compile a list of all the testimonies and I'll put it in the group so that you can get in there and see and be like, oh my gosh, my Aunt Norma, she needs this for her hip because so-and-so has no hip pain. I don't have any hip pain after using it. So, we're going to start that on the 12th. So if you want to join in, there's a post in the group. I'll refresh it so it's up at the top. But just comment below what you're getting and what you're hoping to see by using it. But I'm super excited about this product line. I now that I have educated myself on it and see the benefits that it could be for so many people. So I think that's it. Susie, I will private message you and see, and I can help you figure out what exactly you want to start with. If anybody else has any other questions, comment below. I will get back on regularly and see if there are any questions that I can answer. And hopefully many of you join us on the 12th for our challenge. Make sure you link your account, your Young Living account, to Nature's Ultra before you order. And yeah, we're here to help. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Diana. See ya. Bye.